Good morning, everyone. It's Weather with Sim again. I hope you guys are all having a great day so far. And in today's video, we got another severe weather threat to talk about, and we even have another severe weather threat on day 3 to talk about too as well. We even have an interesting pattern change as well that will make the United States more quiet. So we're definitely gonna have to watch these storm systems very closely. But first of all, as you guys can see, for day 2, we do have a marginal risk for severe storms across portions of Texas, mainly across the Houston area heading into San Antonio. The main concern will be a few brief tornadoes along with some damaging winds. So if you do live in Houston or San Antonio, I would definitely watch this threat very closely, and this will be for today, which is also known as Monday. And then for tomorrow's threat, which will be for day 3, as you guys can see, we do have another marginal risk for severe storms across the same area. It just heads farther to the west and maybe a little bit farther to the south too as well, to where it does include Corpus Christi. So this will definitely be another day to watch very closely. I wouldn't rule out a few tornadoes along with damaging winds, especially because they don't have the hazards issued yet, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going to be the main concern down here. So damaging winds along with a few brief tornadoes, but pretty much no large hail will be expected. So we'll definitely have to watch San Antonio, Corpus Christi, and Houston very carefully as we do head into Sunday. So definitely, or I mean Tuesday rather. Yep, as we head into Tuesday. And now, if we look at the Climate Prediction Center outlook, starting with the 6 to 10 day outlook temperatures, as you guys can see, much of the northern United States is seeing above average temperatures, along with the west coast seeing above too as well. But even back over here into the east coast, we are actually seeing those above average temperatures ramp up pretty good too as well. Not in the highest probability, but in the pink probability is still a pretty good chance for above average temperatures. But even back down here in this reddish part, that includes places like Utah, heading into Illinois, Indiana, and then off the east coast, those areas will also likely see above average temperatures too as well. Then for your 8 to 14 day outlook on your temperatures, the probability for above average temperatures does increase in some areas like Indiana, but even up here into places like North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, Wisconsin, heading into northern Illinois, northern Missouri, and then back through western Michigan, we are actually seeing a pretty good chance for above average temperatures too as well. So we are expecting temperatures to stay well above average for a pretty long time. Besides, we actually do have Florida and a chance for below average temperatures. Not a significant chance for below average temperatures, thankfully, but a 40-50% chance for below average temperature might mean at least 10 degrees below average, or maybe even as much as 15 degrees below average. But other than that, it should stay at 15 below average or less. So you guys aren't going to see super well below average temperatures. At least that's not going to be the main concern, but that will definitely be something to watch very closely as we head into Monday into Sunday, okay, which will be from Monday, January 29th to February 4th, okay? So February 4th and January 29th will be the 2 days to probably watch this area very closely. And now for the 6 to 10 day outlook for your precipitation, as you guys can see, looking pretty good across this area right here, across places like the plains, heading into the Midwest and back to the mountains area. So this area will definitely see less in the way of storms, to be honest. So we're definitely going to get a humongous break from a lot of these big storm systems that do come into the United States. But places like the Pacific Northwest, and as well as places like North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia, those areas will likely see slightly above average precipitation to pretty much well above average precipitation. So that will definitely be something to watch for too. Now for your travel impacts, as you guys can see, a couple of moderate impacts mainly across Chicago, heading down into portions of Illinois, heading into St. Louis, Missouri, and then back to places like Missouri and as well as as Oklahoma and Arkansas. Those areas will really have to watch very closely. This will be from today into January 25th, so that will definitely be something to watch very closely. So we'll definitely pay attention and see if we do get any big travel impacts as we do head into the next couple of days. But even California seeing the most extreme impacts, by the way. So we'll have to see if any of these areas do upgrade to a major impact, and we'll see about that. But the freezing rain will definitely be the main concern to make these travel impacts difficult. Okay, so make sure to keep that in mind. Now for the radar, as you guys can see, it actually is looking quite active as of right now, because we do have a bunch of freezing rain already moving in. Some of that could even move into Evansville, but that's not a very good likely scenario. Most of the freezing rain should stay north of southern Indiana, but lots of it could definitely drop near Fort Wayne, even Ohio, maybe even around the Cleveland area. Then as that finally heads out, we'll have another system moving through. This will bring some heavy rain to portions of southern Illinois, heading into southwest Indiana and then back to western Kentucky. Then we start to see a line of storms form, which could definitely bring a damaging wind threat, at least a threat for some gusty winds and maybe even some small hail. But other than that, that won't really be a big deal right there, because it doesn't sound like we will see a severe weather threat with those. But even this system right here could definitely be bringing some heavier rain too as well, mainly across the lower Ohio Valley heading into the south. Then if that finally heads out, we might need to watch a few more systems moving through that might bring more in the way of precipitation. But you guys can see much of the United States is just staying dry, especially as we head into the 102 hour, and you see not even any precipitation moving across those areas, at least not very much. So it is interesting to see a pretty big area of the United States get less in the way of storms, but we'll still have to watch for storms as we head into February. February might be very interesting, and we'll see about that. But February seems to be a pretty interesting month compared to January, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be drier in some areas like the Ohio Valley. Now, for your total precipitation, which heads all the way till January 28th, as you guys can see, pretty big area of at least 1 to 9 inches across places like Louisiana, northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, heading through portions of Tennessee, and then even back to Arkansas and eastern Texas. We are actually seeing a pretty good chance for flash flooding too as well. So it is very interesting to see lots of these areas really see the potential for some flash flooding, and we'll definitely have to watch very closely. And before I forget, let's go ahead and pull up the excessive rainfall outlook. And as you guys can see, we're going to take this all the way back to where we were. I need to at least put it next to the precipitation. There we go. That's better now. Now for your excessive rainfall outlook, this is for day 1. As you guys can see, we do have a chance for flash flooding mainly across eastern Texas, heading into Louisiana, and then back to portions of Arkansas. This will be from Monday into Tuesday, which is going to be for today, and then even across Los Angeles, we are actually seeing another threat for flash flooding. So that will definitely be a very big concern. And then for day 2, that slight risk does expand across the Dallas, Houston, and even Jackson area down here, or even the Arklatex region too as well. So that will definitely be an area to watch for some pretty good flash flooding, especially as we head into tomorrow, which will be from Tuesday into Wednesday. And then for day 3, as you guys can see, that slight risk gets very big, and it even extends into a little bit of Kentucky. So that will definitely be one of those days that we will really have to watch for flash flooding, even across places like Nashville. But even that margin risk actually does extend to the north, so that might mean flash flooding to the north could be possible, and that will definitely be a concern. But I mean, we'll have to really see about that. Flash flooding does seem to be low, however, across southern Indiana, but we'll still see if we really see those flash flood concerns ramp up quite a bit, and maybe this could even extend to the north depending on how it plays out. Now for your freezing rainfall totals, this is from now to January 28th, and as you guys can see, we are actually seeing a pretty good area of at least least a tenth of an inch or more. Some areas could even get as high as a half an inch, like this area right here across Missouri. Look at that, 0.54 inches across portions of southern Missouri. Even Arkansas could even see as high as a half an inch. Look at that, 0.49 inches, which is pretty much going to be a half an inch of freezing rain, especially in some areas. And then even back through Chicago. Wow, Chicago's going to get hit pretty hard, actually. Look at that, 0.3 of an inch. So we are talking some power outages for sure, guys. And I mean, that will definitely be something to watch very closely, is power outages. But other than that, we'll also have to watch for some major accidents too as well, because that will also be another concern. Now for your temperatures, as you guys can see, I'm going to take this all the way back, and we start out with some pretty cool temperatures across the United States that will finally head out, and we start to see this warm front move through. This will bring temperatures near 60, like places like southern Indiana could reach as high as 60, but that will continue to stick around for a few more days, and then as that finally heads out, maybe a small cold blast moving through, bringing some areas at least into the 30s, and then as that finally heads out, we'll start to see another warm front move through. This one looks a little bit more extreme, because look at that warm front heads all the way up to the north. We're seeing 50s, look at that, 62 in places like Rapid City, South Dakota. Look at that, 56 in Nebraska. So I mean, this will be one of the extreme warm fronts for sure. This will impact more of the plains than it will impact the eastern United States, but still, lots of 60s across Oklahoma, even through Kansas, even a 55 here in Cheyenne. Wow, Wyoming doesn't usually get that warm, so that will be a huge warm up for them. But then as that one continues to stick around, that will head out pretty quickly, and we'll see our temperatures go back down pretty quick, and then we might see another warm front move through pretty soon, but we're getting to the point where it might be pretty uncertain. But thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. I don't know if you guys saw this or not, but I did do a live stream last night. I'm sorry my voice sounded so weird. I didn't know what was going on with my live stream. That was pretty obnoxious for sure, so I do apologize that my voice sounds very weird, but what I'm going to say about that is I am still learning, so my live streams will definitely be getting better as I get older, and I even created a short about that. So I mean, I do apologize that my voice did not sound understandable or even sounded great in that live stream, but I will continue to figure that out, and I will also make my next live stream a lot better and a lot more understandable, so you guys can still click that notification button in as well as that subscribe button so you're notified when I do live. But like I said, thank you guys very much for watching, and I will do one tomorrow.